Another good day in Yankee land. They've won their first series and their first 3-game winning streaks, both since mid-July. Taking the first 3 against the Tigers. They can go for the sweep tomorrow. Clark Schmidt's on the mound tomorrow. It feels good when the Yankees win. It feels much better when they win 2 in a row. It feels even better than that when they win 3 in a row. And, man. We haven't felt this good in a little bit now. And it's nice. It's very nice. Very, very, very nice. So shout out to everybody in the chat. Hit that thumbs up if you're happy that the Yankees have won the series. I am very happy the Yankees have won the series, so be sure to hit the thumbs up if you are happy about that. But the 3 in a row, NFE's in the house. My consigliere's in the house. Yankees win. Yes, indeed. Let's go for the sweep. Keep the brooms at bay, but take them out in case we need it tomorrow. Right, Wink the man. Bobby's in the house. My man Mazza 4 Train. Mike Sorrentino. Tyler Talbot's in the house. The consigliere. The consigliere's in the house, man. What is good? Yeah. Oh, boy. It's nice now. Yeah. Left behind Boston. I'll take the 3 in a row. I'll take that. So, and then, the youth movement. I mean, like today, they decided to call up. Well, they're going to call out Jason Dominguez and Austin Wells for the Houston series. So they'll be here for Houston. And it looks like they're really, really, really committed to this youth movement. So, and I think that probably means they're pretty confident that Harrison Bader is going to get picked up, claimed on waivers too. So keep in mind the thing with the waivers. I had this conversation with some folks today. People like bashing the Yankees as an unprofessional. Make a few things clear, okay? Even Everett Kratz said this today on what do you call it, in Foul Territory. No team is required to let a player know that he has been placed on waivers. Okay, if he's been claimed, yes. So this is the baseball-wide thing. It's not only a Yankee thing. Okay, and as much as we would appreciate it, and again, just for common courtesy, yes. It's I don't really agree with the way that the baseball does it, but the fact is they're playing within the rules. Okay. And so, it is what it is right now. That's just the way that it is with baseball altogether. And they're not the only team that does that. So that's just, and again, keep in mind, players are put on waivers right now at the end of August because if they're claimed by September 1st, then they can be used by the other team in the postseason. So there's a cutoff, and teams are wait until the last day because if you're the only team that puts out an outfielder or something like that, there's a better chance of a team claiming your guy. And keep in mind, any team that claims them claims their salary too, so they can get some money taken off there. They can get some payroll relief towards the end of the season. And if it's the difference between staying over the Cohen threshold or getting under it, that does matter. That does matter. What's up? Sunil's in the house too. What's up, David? Yes, indeed. Lorenzo. Stephen B. So, and by the way, I want to thank those that actually listened, paid attention to my video this morning, and answered the question. Like, it was a question that I have people, and I was very specific. I said certain fans, some fans, this and that, and why we do this, and and again, it was a question that obviously I knew I was going to ruffle some feathers. The people who didn't want to answer the question, were a little defensive on it. I get it. So, but again, our expectations and demands are not their obligations. It's something to keep in mind. They're not obligated to tell us anything. As much as we like it, they're not obligated. Just like we're not obligated to pay for Yes Network, MLB TV, and all these other things, but we do. We choose to, no matter what the product is. So it's just for perspective. I think it's important to point that out. But again, thank you for those who actually listened to the question and answered it, even if they didn't agree with me or not. That's cool. I never told anybody that people couldn't vent and all this stuff. I try to find positives. And I know it frustrates the hell out of certain people who are fed daily, talking points from certain sources, like which is the complete opposite. And again, that's just the way that they do it. That's the way I do it. But I don't tell people that they can't vent. People, you can vent here. Okay. Now, if we're gonna trashing is not venting. Trashing people is a different story. And if I ask a question, you know, you're not obligated to answer it, but at the very least, I expect people to be honest when they answer the question. And again, if you feel like you're having to answer a question, remember you're not obligated to answer a question, but if you're going to answer a question with a fact that's going to counter someone else's talking points, I could see why people get defensive. But anyway, thank you to those who answered the question today. And you know what I mean? Be careful out in the southern states, Lapari. Be very, very careful. These things are, the hurricane in Florida can spur tornadoes in the states that surround it. So, and that has happened before. It also it's happened recently. So, be very, very careful, man. Be very, very careful, Lapari. Take the storm seriously until it's gone. So, and again, yeah, look at them, like 5 or 6 guys. You could have Wells, Dominguez, Pereira, Peraza, Volpe. You could have 5 out of 9 guys in the youth movement. Like, it hasn't been this way in a while, and it looks like the Yankees are trusting their offensive talent. Maybe they'll, at some point, maybe they'll give a pitcher an opportunity too. But it looks like they're, clearly trusting of some of their offensive talent. Hopefully, it pans out. It's hype until it's proven, until proved otherwise. So I hope it pans out. I hope they get a fair chance and to really show what they can do. So, and again, a jolt of youth, a jolt of energy, which is awesome. So Yankees definitely committing to it. So, and good for them for doing that. Good for them, because we've been, one of the things we've been complaining about is prospect hoard and not giving guys an opportunity. Well, they're giving a shit ton of them an opportunity now. So, and people can call it white pick and call whatever they want, but like, it's just nice to see. So they look balanced. Yeah, Cole went 6, 2 runs, finished with a 2.96 ERA, 7 strikeouts. Stanton and Torres went back to back. Everson Pereira got an RBI hit. Like, I'll take these little victories when we can get them. It's always nice to take them. So, yeah, Padres are worse than the Yankees too. 10 games on the 500. The Mets are worse. Like, it's just, yeah, it's crazy. They could. I still think they're probably going to trade Torres because they can probably get some pitching for him, some valuable pitching. And again, I know a lot of people say they're their best hitting second baseman. I get it, but they can replace his almost 20 home runs with someone else who can get almost 20 home runs. Like, they could. And again, it's not like he's hitting 40 or 50. He's barely hitting 20. So, and again, if he's got one more year left, and he can get him a good reliever, maybe he can get him a good late inning reliever that we desperately need now. Now that Tommy Kahnle and Clay Holmes have been struggling in the late innings, he might be able to get that. So last year Phillies could be this year's Yankees. Yeah, you're right about that, Rockstar too. You're right about that, man. Catcher. Well, we'll see how well they do, right, Jose? We'll see how well these boys do. There's still time. They're not mathematically eliminated, but they're going to have to go on a remarkable run to get into the playoffs. That's going to be a very tall task. 500, an easier task. This is going to be a very tall task to get in the postseason. We're going to need other teams to tank, and that's a very tough one. What's up, D-Rod? What is good? No, Cole's given up a lot less home runs. He's been a lot more dominant this year, more like himself. This is true. This is true, NFE. Yep. So anybody hasn't hit that thumbs up, hit that thumbs up. Let's celebrate a series win. The first series win since mid-July. Let's get over 100 likes if we can. Yeah, man. But it's good, man. Right, Fortran. Spoiler. They could play the spoiler down the stretch. They definitely could. They absolutely freaking could play the spoiler. So, it'd be kind of awesome if they did. So, Buckeyes in the house too. Sonny's here. My consigliere's here. Waiting on Clemenza. Then we get the whole crew here. 30 you're calling. Wow, D-Rod, please recover, man. Please recover, man. Please take care of yourself and recover. I hope these young kids light a fire. And the older guys, I hope they produce, which would really light a fire in some of the older guys. Um, and yeah, it's good to see DJ kind of finding his mojo again a little bit too. So pipe dream if you think the Yankees could compete with the team they're starting with. I don't know. Man. Oh. Yeah, if you hit the stripes, hit the likes, no doubt about it. Let's try to get Clemenza. Telling you, Schmidt, man, watch out, man. Clemenza's gonna come after you. You're dissing him, man. Captains? Captains? Captains, Lapari? What do you mean by captain? Pooping one of these. Dear, yeah. Hey, coconuts. Pedro, man, thank you for the loyalty, man. I appreciate that. You're the man, Taz. Healthy here, man. Healthy here. Yes, sir. Let's freaking go. Let's get this sweep if we can. No doubt about it, man. No doubt about it. This one is against. Pick up some cannolis. Leave the gun. Take the cannoli, right? Yeah, I heard like 250,000 people were out of power in Florida. That's a lot of people. That's people. That's a lot. Nobody can be controlled on the channel. We're not about controlling people on the channel. We don't do that. We don't most value that. Certain folks get nicknames, or it's just they've done something to warrant that. So, but everybody's valuable on this channel, Lapari. Everybody's on this channel. Valuable. No. If Torres is trading and putting Volpe, I mean, I would too. I think Bellinger's a pipe dream now. I think he's going to want almost $200 million. I think he's pricing himself out of the market. And where would you play Bellinger now? Is the other question. That's what we're hearing, Rob. They're stretching King out to become a starter for 2024. So that's what it sounds like he wants. So it sounds like they're going to try to do that with him. So we'll see. So far, he's doing pretty decent. 2016 youth movement give us for you. Yeah, the Astros cheaters like interrupted a lot of teams' progress and freaking momentum and things. That cheating thing just stunk to high hell. So you're right about that, Michael Edwards. 100% about that, man. Coconuts, right? They were bad on the road. They were pretty terrible on the road. Sure. I mean, they weren't that great at home either. So they've had a lot of struggles this year. And again, but it took them this long to get the youth movement going. It took them this long, but I'm glad they're doing it. I didn't think they were going to have this many guys up, but they got a lot of guys up now. So, Volpe swings hard. He swings aggressively. So, Volpe's got 19 home runs, 21. So he can be the 2020 club. And I think he will be the 2020 club as a rookie. That's pretty damn good. Yeah, if try to conserve your power out in Florida, man. No doubt about it. I don't know where the porn trolls are, man. It's like they disappeared. They don't love us anymore, Lapari. We kind of miss them. But, some folks are neutralizing the trolls, too. Exactly, NFA. Exactly. Some folks are neutralizing that. We don't want them interrupting our momentum. You know what I mean? Say whatever you want, Robert. Bats in the lineup, more or less. I would agree with that, Robert. I mean, the fire Cashman, fire Boone thing is just it is what it is. People feed other people this every freaking day on YouTube, like every day, and they don't have any, like nothing of value to back it up. But whatever. If that's what they want to feed people every day, they can do that, and you're entitled to your feeling in that too, Robert. I don't think people are gonna get mad at you for it. I don't see it happening. I mean, if one goes, maybe, but none of them might go. I mean, it is what it is now. You know, I mean, who would have thought Bellinger was gonna have a year that he did this year? I mean, you know what I mean? They could have got him probably for a couple of years on the cheaper, but now he's parlaying this 1 year into a probably 6 7 year contract. A lot. So, but they didn't get him. I mean, nobody. I don't think anybody would have thought he would have been this good because he had like a couple of straight terrible years. So theoretically, getting him a few years ago might have been nice, but who would have thunk, Johnson? Who would have thunk? Yeah, awesome job, Cole and Hamilton. Hamilton got a 3 inning, 3 inning put down, closed him out. Cole was strong for 6, so I'll take it. Cole got his 12th win now. He's 12-4 with a 2.96 ERA. He's knocking on the door of 200 strikeouts too again. So, yeah, I think Volpe will make some mechanical adjustments. I think he'll tighten up his swing and some other things. He does get in a lot of 0-2 holes, but he gets out of them too with hits too. So, I'll give him credit for that. But yeah, I don't think Bellinger's going to be worth like 180 to 200 million dollars, but that's probably what he's going to get. So, I think, and this could be why the Yankees are calling up guys. They're like, oh my God, I hope some of these guys work out so we don't have to spend $200 million on somebody like a Bellinger. You know what I mean? So maybe Stanton was. I don't know, Rob. Maybe he was not playing well. Who? I have no idea. Lapari, 2028 Summer Olympic team. Baseball, I have no idea. It's way too early for me, Lapari, to even think about that. We don't know. To the U.S., we don't know who's going to be our studs back then. In 2028, that's kind of out ahead a couple years, Lapari, but it's fun to think about. I think Cole's still a front runner for the Cy Young. Schmidt, I'm with you there. Torres is doing his thing. He's definitely making a case for a payday too. Yeah. But personally, fan accountability. A couple of fans got outraged today at me for that one. Who are we? Call ourselves. We blame ourselves. Nobody's saying blame yourself. My simple question is for the people that spend every day bashing Cashman and Boone, even for moves that they asked them to make and they didn't work out. What is wrong with saying, "Well, you know what? I did that too." Like, what is wrong with taking ownership of what we see now? It's like this is why I think it's important to give you both sides of the story, not just the side I want you to hear. I want you to make well-informed opinions. You know what I mean? Not just say, I'm right, or this is it. I don't want to deprive you of half the information. It's not fair as a viewer. I feel like I'm cheating you if I do that. You know what I mean? Refresh the screen. Screen's fine on mine. Is anybody having problems? Is anybody having problems? Or is the screen fine? You might be having problems on your end, Texas. Let me see if anybody else is having problems with the screen here. Yeah, Gray's got a 294. Cole's got a 296. That's okay. Yeah, they might go with the youth movement instead of Soto. I don't know now. If they can get like an Edwin Diaz or somebody like that, and I heard that the Mets might put him on the market, so he might. And he's having success in New York. You know what I mean? He's having success in New York. So get that pickleball done, Sunil. Get it done. Colin's saying that they want to see Cashman go. Well, I mean, people are saying people. I mean, people want Cashman gone. They want Boone gone. Okay, that's cool. But like, if they're fed daily fire Cashman, fire Boone from there's certain sources out there that just peddle it every single day and peddle nothing else of value. It's almost like it's like today there was a channel that accused the Yankees of said they released Bader in the most unprofessional. They didn't release Bader. He's on waivers. They didn't release him. There's a difference between putting somebody on waivers and releasing him. It's like you might have to refresh, Buckeye. I think we're good to go here on my end too. You might be lagging a little bit behind, Buckeye. Sounds like we're okay here on the screen. But like, why is it for clicks? And this is a really influential with a lot of subscribers creator. But like, why? Again, it's almost like people have nothing better to do with their time in their lives but to just bash Cashman and bash Boone every single day. Even these people ask for certain things. They ask for Benintendi, they ask for Gallo, they ask for Rodon, and then the trash and the moves that they ask for. This is what I'm talking about, right? Yeah, Ian Hamilton's a keeper to me. The buck stops at Hal. That's right. Hal blocked Cashman. Found out that at the trade deadline. So if I checked out Augustine Ramirez, I have not. MP. Where is he from? People are angry at the way Beta found that one. We'll make this clear again with the man. And even Eric Kratz said this on Foul Territory. Teams are not required to let their players know that they're put on waivers. There's no requirement. Okay. And Beta was classy about it. So like, where's the scandal? It's not a scandal anywhere. It's just like people are finding reasons to be pissed off. Like they're not required to tell him unless he's been claimed. So, and again, I'm not bashing other content creators. Roldy, don't start trolling, dude. Don't do that, man. I ain't bash anybody. Who did I bash? Tell me who I bashed. I want you to tell me specifically who I bashed. I didn't mention anybody. I didn't bash anybody. So don't put words in my mouth, dude. You're not very good at it. People ask, not my boy Cashman, not my boy Boone. Again, you're not good at this, dude. You're not very good at this, Roldy. Trolling and trying to words. You're not very good at it, bro. But again, I said if they're gonna trash them, come with some facts. Come with all the stuff, right? Shake your head, Roldy. You can't tell me who did I name call somebody. No, I did not. Again, you're not having success trolling here. Yeah, I read what you said. And again, I didn't bash anybody. I said somebody did that, which they did. But I didn't mention anybody's name. Which I don't do, Roldy. I read what you said. I need you to pay attention to what I said. Torres could get traded, yes. If the Astros got that right, if Michael Edwards. How is Rodon like AJ? Uh-oh. Who did I got in the World Series? I don't know, man. I wouldn't be surprised if I'm not upset, Rolling. I asked you a question that you don't have the answer to. You didn't say Cashman. You said my boy Cashman. Boom. That's what you said. Fine. That's fine, quite frankly, for a new voice. But, you know, my question today that, not many people wanted to answer, but I appreciate those that did, was why are folks trashing, why are folks, certain fans, whoever, trashing them for making moves that they themselves asked them to make? Okay. That was a question that certain people got outraged because they didn't want to answer it. Heaven forbid you answer it with a fact that counters the propaganda you're fed every day. Right? You see what I'm saying, Roldy? I asked the questions that not a lot of people don't want to answer. Okay, but I appreciate those that did answer it. Okay, but again, who did I bash, Roldy? Who did I bash? I didn't bash anybody. I pointed out a fact that somebody did today, which they did, but I didn't bash anybody. You don't hear me name calling and derogatory names like people do on YouTube. Yeah, a lot of homegrown talent up in here. Maybe they'll push Stanton. Maybe Stanton will start producing a little bit more. Maybe he will, Lee. Right? Yeah, I find it tough to beat Torres next year. You might be right. He might not have a spot on the team. You know, and that's all good, Andrea. The bullpen. I mean, the bullpen's been a kind of a conundrum. They were taxed. Certain guys are, uh, you know, certain guys are not really recovering from it, but certain guys like Ian Hamilton are being strong again now. So, I'm hearing Pete Alonso might be shot this offseason, Jose. I could see him going to like an American League Central team or something like that. I don't think they'll DFA Stanton because they still owe him $120 million. That one's probably the most unrealistic one. Who's getting called up Friday? Wells and Dominguez. They announced it today, Jonathan. Austin Wells, and again, keep in mind, being called up for, to get them here and to get them on the floor, because both of them were going to be exposed to the Rule 5's draft. So they both need to be put on the 40 to get protected from the Rule 5. Beater needs to be put on the 42, so I would expect Clayton Beater to get it put on the 40. So a couple other guys, we went over this yesterday, but like those three are the most prominent names. So that's how we roll, Buckeye, right? That's how we do it. Alonso is asking for Judge Captain. Yeah. I don't think he'll get that much, but he'll get paid. He'll get paid. He'll get a 9-figure deal, Alonso. I'd hate for him to go to the Astros or something like that. That would suck. Or the Red Sox. Yeah, the Martian and Austin Wells are right Friday. So he was an all-star last year, and plus he still owed $120 million. I don't think they're going to DFA that much. Will Chaparro, well, he's got to get protected. Now, he was not protected last year, but he went through waivers. But like I said, he went through waivers, and he was much better this year offensively. I don't think he would make it through waivers this year. I think he'd get claimed, drafted in Rule 5. So he's going to have to get protected. So I'd be surprised if they don't protect him. But if they don't, I mean, he's not a good defender at third base. So, but he's got a pretty strong bat. But I do think if he doesn't get protected, then he'll get drafted. I mean, Lee. I mean, if I'm them, I am doing a couple things, right? If they're gonna go with the youth movement offensively, then I think they should load up on pitching to complement these young Yeah, man, Hector. I mean, he's friends with us. Mhm. There are certain things that I like about Cashman, certain things that I like about Boone, certain things that I don't. But trashing them every day, I think, is a weak argument. Boldy, weak. Especially, yeah. Boone inherited a weak roster. There's only so much he can do. Cashman, we don't know. Like, yeah, obviously, he's had part of building it. He's also been blocked by Hal, so we don't know what the balance is. Again, I know. Do I like Boone's post-game press conferences? No, not really. He's got to do better there. And again, Cashman, I think he needs to have some better trades and better signings and all this stuff. But again, like I said, Higgy might get traded, Jonathan. Like I said, like I'm not going to trash him for moves that I've campaigned for him to make. Like and other content creators, I don't find other content creators credible who pawn themselves off as being real and then doing the same trashing them for moves that they themselves also asked them to make. So I don't find that being real, Baldy. You know what I mean? I like to get both sides of the story so that people like you and everybody else can have an informed opinion, not just what I want you to hear. I'm not just out here to say what I don't like about them. Got to give him credit where it's due, too. Doesn't make him my boy. Doesn't make me a Cashman lover or a Boone lover. It's only fair. Both sides of the story. That's the way I do it. That's the way I'm going to do it. That's why I'll always do it. I'm not going to do like a one-sided campaign here. Ah, Clemens is in the house. There he is. Can we? Hold on. Can we live with Rizzo, DJ, and Stanton being the only old guys in the team? Probably. If we have enough production from the youth, then yes. Have a great night, Andrea. Spencer Jones is another one, and he might get a look like next year. He might get a look. I mean, Dominguez has been hyped for years, so I'm not surprised he was called up. I personally, again, I think Spencer Jones is either just as much or more major league ready than Dominguez, but he's going to be the number one prospect next year, so I could see him getting a call up next year. So, but I'm looking forward. Like Wells also projects as a first baseman. He's error prone at the catching position. Like as a guy that I talked about this week, Ben Rice. He's a much better defensive backstop. Plus, we have guys like Warfet and some of these other folks who can complement. So I think Rizzo and I think Wells could be a good replacement at first base for Rizzo. While you have somebody that's a more traditional catcher catching, and we got another young guy here. So he's known as the bat first guy, Austin Wells, but he still has a lot to be desired in terms of defensive acumen in terms of catching. But that said, we got to replace Rizzo after next year too. So yeah, I mean, I think two Braves Orioles is probably my still pick for the. It's still my pick for the World Series. I think Mr. Jones. I would agree with you too, Dominic. I think Jones will get a long look in spring training if he does well. He might get a shot. He might get a shot, right? So it's going to be really interesting to see. This is the first time in a while I'm standing behind the Rodon trade. I mean, so I did it too. Like I'll own it. I campaigned for them to sign Rodon. I've been wrong so far, but there's still 5 years left. So, like, yeah, text. Thank you, Johnny T. We don't bash people on this channel. We don't do that. Okay. Not this channel. Other channels for that. Bashing, trashing people is a weak argument. Weak. No. This is not an ego-driven channel. This is a facts-driven channel. And I'm going to keep it that way, which is why I like to give everybody the full scope of all the information that's available, good and bad, so you can know both. It's only fair. If the Mets trade Pete Alonso, don't be surprised if they trade in this offseason. And if you do, I think it's probably going to be to an American League team. Who? I don't know, but I think you'll have some pissed off fans, Robert. No doubt about that. Do I think Rodon was hurt? No, I don't. His injury, he's got some injury prone issues, Jonathan, but I don't think he was hurt. No. Yep, Ben Rice coming up fast too. So he's one level behind Wells. So like now that Wells got a call up, don't be surprised if Ben Rice gets a promotion to AAA in the near future. His bat is good. You know what I mean? That's it. I mean, people can talk negative and all this stuff. Like to me, people can be pessimistic and negative and blah blah blah. But I trash them. Like if folks trash people, you know, I try to offset it with something positive if I can. I know it frustrates people, and I get it. But like, I also ask people to back things up with facts, and very rarely do we get that. So facts seem to be like the kryptonite for a lot of people. Because a lot of time the facts counter all the baloney that they're being fed by other sources. You know what I mean? So, but again, it is what it is. It is what it is. Don't name call. I don't trash people. It's not worth the time and energy. So, I like Torres Lee, but I think he's replaceable with some of the young guys we have. And he's one of the few guys that has trade value. He's probably going to get a 9-figure contract next year. So I would move him for pitching if I could. But if they kept him, they kept him. I'd be fine with that. Yeah, I'm with you there too, Billy. Especially to the team's analytics. If they're gonna keep Boone and Cashman, then I think they need to overhaul analytics. They got to surround these guys with better think tanks, better brains, better minds, better players. So, give these guys something better to work with. I don't think any manager could have come in and taken his team to the promised land, no matter who. All right, we need 32 likes to get to 100. We got 68. All right. 32 likes to get to 100. Let's celebrate this series win for the Yankees. The first series win since mid-July. So let's celebrate it while we can, right? We try to be zen here. We try to be, and I'm not saying it's like a kumbaya thing, Dominic, but we try, we keep it being realistic and truthful is important here. I'm working on getting some Yankees guests, Lapari. I'm working on that. I am working on that, my friend. Hard to do, but I'm working on it. I can see Peraza being the everyday third baseman. Yeah, you could see Chaparro, but like if Chaparro's going to stay, then he's got to be a candidate for first base because he's very spotty defensively at third. Peraza is a genius defensively at third. So I can see him being the everyday third baseman over signing somebody like Matt Chapman to a $150 million deal. So, yeah. And Torres has trade value, so I would capitalize on that if I could. But just like Billy said too, right? You want something good, you got to give up something good. And, trading Torres might hurt temporarily, but, you don't trade him unless you're going to give value in return. We've said that repeatedly. So I do think that if they do move him, they'll get something good for him. That's why Cashman's asking price was so high at the trade deadline for him. Anthony Jones is one of the best hitting prospects. He's going to be an outfielder. So he's another guy can maybe project at first base too. He's a big guy. You never know. It's lefty. Could project at first base, but he can also be an outfielder. Maybe they'll have Dominguez at center, Spencer Jones at left, and then maybe they'll move Everson Pereira. I don't know. They might trade Everson Pereira. Like this is where they have depth. They had depth at shortstop. Now they have depth in the outfield. So this is the deepest that the Yankees' offensive prospect pipeline has been for a while, and now their pitching is catching up to it. So with Thorpe, with Warren, with Beater, some of these other guys. and got to give more guys opportunities too. You know, yeah. Well, exactly. Peraza can replace him. Sweeney can replace him. There are other guys here in the farm that could replace Torres. It's production with better defense. So, and again, like I said, he's not hitting 40 home runs a year. He's hitting barely 20. I mean, it's not only about home runs. It's about just offensive production altogether. All right. So Volpe, yeah, he's still got some development to go, Johnny, but he's a good player. He definitely gets to the ball. He hustles. You know. Yeah, I'm not sure Machado's going to happen, Jose. The Padres just gave him a big extension, so I think that one is I think that one is solidified now with the Padres. So it would have been nice to get him at 25 years old, but not 30. Like it would have been nice to get him a couple years ago. Peraza is still having trouble hitting fastballs. Yep. He's got to let it catch up to him. Not Rizzo. Volpe had those struggles too. So Mets won 6-5. Rolls Chapman blew it. It's like that. Then the Mets just blow uh, a save to the Rangers. Luckily, the Rangers did the same thing to the Mets. Look at that. Yeah, Machado, I think I think he's 30 now. So I would pass on that. I see Torres getting dealt in the offseason too. I mean, Sweeney could have a future at third. He might. He might. Soto's, so we got to wait until after next year, Soprano. He's not a free agent until after 2024. But yeah, I think he'll be a highly sought after free agent if the Padres don't give him an extension. I think the Yankees would be in on him. You know what I mean? I've heard about American Chopper. Where I got married, when I went to my uh, tasting, the son from American Chopper was getting married at the same place I was getting married at in Bonnet Island in New Jersey, and on the Jersey Shore. Him and his dad, the big hand of my mustache, they were at the food tasting with us. So I was talking with them, Paul. Yeah. So I mean, we got married at the same place. But I've heard about American Chopper. I mean, I don't know enough about it, Lapari, to have an opinion on that. So I got to see that article. That episode and all that stuff. But like, what are the reasons behind it? I have no idea. But they were both nice to me and my mom and my dad at the food tasting. So uh, it's a tough thing. Firing your son's a tough. That's a tough venture. Uh, uh, Cabrera at third. I mean, he's got some athleticism. He could be a utility guy if they don't re-sign IKF to utility. Consigliere. Peraza at short and Volpe at second. To me, I still think is the best combo. But if it's Volpe at second, if Volpe at short and Peraza at third, or Peraza at second, I can care less as long as they get the job done. No, but I think they do have that. To me is a middle infield of the future right there. First base, I mean, yeah, it could be Austin Wells, it could be a Spencer Jones eventually. Like they have enough depth and to be selective and to take their time figuring out who's going to be the first baseman after Rizzo. Rizzo's got one more year and they're gonna have to replace him. Worth that starting. He might be. He might be at the very least part of a platoon, though, Yanks. Right? He might be part of a platoon. Is everyone slider? Yeah, I mean Texas picked up, Roldis Chapman. I mean, good for them. Yeah. Don't be surprised if they sign somebody like Josh Hader this offseason. Texas. Yeah, I would agree. Cabrera has a hard time hitting. Like, if, you like I would like Peraza there, but if something else happens, I mean, hopefully Sweeney can be productive as he keeps going up the system too. Chapman looks a little bit more like his own stuff. He's good defend, but he's going to cost over $100 million. I don't know if the Yankees want to do that. No. Do I think Bellinger? He might. He might sign with Texas Rangers. Might sign somewhere else. But Tanya, I think he's going to get paid at least 150 million bucks, maybe 175. It's going to be big money, big ass money for him. But I'll wrap this up in a second too. Yeah, Torres won't get to 38 again. Get 20 home run type of guy. No. I think Everson Perez got a potentially dangerous bat, so I would look out for him too. I would keep giving him shots. I think Machado stays in San Diego. Soto might get moved because he's going to cost a lot of money. Live stream before you. Yeah, I'll have Joey on here to do another live stream before the end of the season. Yeah, I'll have him on, Dominic. Yeah, yeah. I'm also going to have Jim Riley from Ballcap Sports on this weekend. We talk about our annual, like our monthly end of the state of the franchise again. We'll talk about the Blue Jays and the Yankees. We'll talk about the trade deadline and all that stuff too. So, I think the Padres will make some moves too, Bobby. Yeah, Bogarts is a big contract. Uh-huh. Yeah, that's what I mean. Chapman gets off to a strong start and then he falters, Billy. So, and doing it for another team now, unfortunately. He did get robbed of a double today, Steven. Yeah, Peraza got robbed. But Cabrera still has to find the big league bat. I mean, it like comes and goes, Soprano, so you're right about that. Yeah. It's all good, Johnny TD, man. Perspective is important on this channel. That's why we try to keep a level head here. So, it's okay for people to get off their rockers every now and then. Come to the territories, Yankee fans. You know what I mean? So, yeah, good news for exactly. I think it's time to go back to the National League for Chapman. Tomorrow, I don't know yet, Anthony, because I mean, Dominguez and Dominguez. It would be similar to tonight. Dominguez and Wells won't be here tomorrow. They won't be here until Friday until they play Houston. So probably be same as tonight, Lapari. Very similar. Yeah. International targets. Yashinobu Yamamoto, the pitcher. Julifa, the Korean outfielder. Those are probably the top two guys secondhand. I profiled both of them over the last 2 weeks or so. Manaya, I don't know exactly what they're doing. None of us know, but they're going to have bigger roles next year. Cashman already acknowledged that, so um, they'll be able to actually do the things that they're brought in here to do. So, which is a good idea. Maybe. I'd rather have Soto in front of Judge, not a slugger behind Judge. But that's just me. I'd rather have Soto if I can get him. I'll say, but yeah. Well, they're going to build them up, Johnny T, through four. They're going to build them up slowly, but they still need to get another starter. No doubt about that. Right? No. Exactly. Josh Hader in the offseason. He's definitely worth a look, Tyler. We need a dependable late inning arm, and he's pretty much the best that's out there. He could be traded to the Mariners or the Brewers. That's possible. You've seen Alonso, yeah. Oh. Oh yeah, I think so too, Dominic. Yeah, Chaparro. I hope so, TD. We'll see if they do or not. Padres are regretting trade. I don't know why. He's been pretty good for them. I could see them moving him too because they know he's going to cost a lot of money. A lot of money. So, all right, 27 likes to get to 100. We got 73. Well, I'm going to wrap this up. So I want to thank everybody for coming on. And a great conversation. Celebrate that Yankee. If anybody hasn't hit that thumbs up, hit it on the way out. Murakami too. Um, let's celebrate the Yankees winning a series. It hasn't happened in a while, so let's celebrate it when we can. So Soto, Judge, Dominguez. If Dominguez becomes productive, Bobby, yeah, no doubt. I mean, I'll be surprised if they lead off Dominguez because of speed and aggressiveness on base paths. We'll see. We'll see. Haters of East, no doubt about it. But I'm with you too. Like, yeah, Aaron Nola is a must. Just like NFE, I'm with him. We've been on the same page here. I mean, if you can get Nolan that Japanese pitcher or Snell that Japanese pitcher, I mean, you can get all three. It would be freaking phenomenal. So we'll see. There's no guarantee Nestor Cortez will be back, but this offseason is going to be very interesting. I appreciate it, NFE, man. You know that, man. You're part of the family, bro. Much love, man. Much love, brother. Appreciate what you do, man. You know what I mean? Appreciate all of you. Appreciate all of you, gang. Whether you agree with me or not. So, but thank you all for coming on. Appreciate your support. Again, we'll keep it tomorrow. Hopefully, we'll celebrate a sweep tomorrow night. So, have a great night, gang. And I'll see y'all next time.